Ayanokoji? Why do you think he got you? Yeah, exactly. Hi everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Classroom of the Elite Season 4, Episode 8, The Subject of the Dragon's Gaze. Last episode was focused on the first years. They were coming up with strategies, I guess, about how to approach this upcoming test. And it was just me trying to figure out who among them is the spy, I guess, from the White Room. I made a list, I ranked them from the first to the last. Amasa was the first, and what was his name again? Utomiya is last on my list. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon, where you can find all my early access and full lengths and stuff like that there at patreon.com/philly And now let's start this episode, and here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Nagumo 個人の思惑はさておき、生徒会の運営は至って健全なものらしい。
Oh yeah, they did reveal that he was the one behind the
である桐山からの呼び出しだった。来たようだな。
Kiriyama is the vice president. Okay. You know what? Previously I had said that when they started this season, I was like, Yagami was first top for me for who will be the spy from the White Room, right? And then at one point in the previous episode, I noticed that when in the intro, that Amasawa is the one that starts singing, and she's the last person that you see also when the intro ends. And then I'm like, wait, is that a foreshadowing? Like she's the mastermind, I guess, the spy. So I think from that point on, and with just the fact that she is smart and she is creepy at times and whatnot, I think that's why I put her like at the first. Like I ranked her first on my list of who the spy might be, and then Yagami comes after that.
俺は今回の無人島試験で個人的な戦いを仕掛けようと思っている。
Also,
個人的な戦いですか。場外から邪魔をされたくないということだ。場外
from
堀
him,
北先輩の妹を生徒会に入れたのは南雲を監視するためなんだろう。なら邪魔はしないということだな。堀北が南雲を障害だと思わない限りは。それではダメだ。クラスに移籍するチャンスが欲しくなりましたか。A クラス以外で卒業するのに何の意味がある。無能や変人の集まる B クラスととも。桐山。面白い後輩と一緒にいるようだな。
will you be? Have I seen her before?
あいつはキリュウイン。
Kiryuin.
俺と同じ B クラスの人間だ。白立ては一切ない。満足な友人一人いない人間だ。そう褒めてくれるな。照れるだ。まともに相手をするだけ。
I don't know about that. I don't think it's a waste.
こっちに来ないのか。
呼ばれてるが。
来ないならこっちから行くことになるが、それでもいいのか。
Okay.
このばかりで貢献しない。身勝手なクラスの異物だ。
褒め言葉をありがとう。
場合によっては、俺もお前たちの敵になる。
Okay. You think you can take Ayanokoji?
口話もなんだ。座ろうじゃないか。
は
あ。
それで。
は A クラスを目指すというこの学校のシステムの方だ。進路など自分の実力でどうとでもなる。
自動して俺なんですか。学力優秀な生徒は山ほどいますよ。
勘だよ。私の勘が君がただものではないと告げ。
Oh, you know that?
言っ 1位になりたくない生徒はいないでしょう。キリュウイン先輩のような人を除いて。
1位はともかく、私も上位を狙っている一人だ。身に対する興味が外れるかどうかは、無人島での働きにかかっている。
先輩の興味から外れ。
おい。
おや、中堅が飼い主を連れて戻ってきたか。
なんだと。
おいおい、俺の大切な仲間を傷つけてくれるなよ。
引き出してくれる殿方に巡り会えないだけだ。
そんなことができる男がいるなら見てみたいぜ。
Ayanokoji?
なぜ私はモテないのだろうな。髪の手入れは欠かさないようだな。モテて仕方がないだろう。恋愛の方も3年間で上達したのかな。
桐山から話は聞いた。俺にも堀北先輩にも関心を示さなかったお前が綾小路に関心を持つとは思わなかったぜ。それで綾小路はどうだったんだ？
ひとまずは保留だな。一度で関心を失った生徒会長よりは楽しめ。
I don't think he likes that.
言うなれば空気だ。君や堀北学とは異なる空気を彼は持っているように感じた。
抽象的だな。
先ほど綾小路清隆の評価を保留だと言ったが、面白い生徒だとは思うぞ。
何？だが3位まで総の目にするにはあと一組必要になるだろ。お前がその役目を担え、桐生院。
にいるだろう。
やる気はないってことか。
無駄足にさせてすまないな。
お前はそういうやつだ。
手にせず前だけを見ているべきだ。手痛い思いをすることになる。
くだらない独り言だぜ。
Interesting characters.
一ノ瀬には随分信頼されているようだが。
So this is
信
Kanzaki.
用していいのか。それを一ノ瀬に聞かせるつもりか。お前は俺たちが考えていたよりもずっと鋭い男だったということ。一ノ瀬はお前に強い信頼感を抱いている。だからこそ今の一ノ瀬ではダメだということをお前の口から伝えてもらいたいんだ。のやり方を見ていきたいと思ってるからだ。根本的な話、自分のクラスは自分で何とかするしかない。
So it's up to you to help her.
俺は自分で一つの答えを出しているつもりでいたが、それを実行しないで済むならとつい楽な方に舵を切ってしまった。
What does that mean?
これは一体どんな集まりなんだ？
お前といるところを見られるだけで厄介だからな。無人島試験 A クラスは何を狙うつもりだ？
Why would he tell you?
貴様に何一つ教えるつもりはない。窮屈だな、桂木。次の特別試験で坂柳を退学させられたら
I don't think she's going anywhere.
くらみか知らんが不可能なことだ。坂柳は潤沢なポイントによる退学救済に加えてプロテクトポイントも行使できる。自力で這い上がるものだからな。重要なのは2年のクラスポイントを奪われないことだ。素人でも言うつもりか？お前だけじゃない。
Ayanokoji?
そこでぼーっと聞いてるお前もだぜ。綾小路。
俺もか。
Why do you think he got you? Yeah, exactly.
数学の才能は非凡なようだが適任者だと言えるのか？
He only thinks he's smart, only math.
それを一度倒した男なんだからな。それは本当のことなのか？
Mm-hmm.
認めちまえよ。役のために毎月せっせと大金を運んでることを忘れたのか？居心地悪いに決まってるよな。 B クラスに来いよ、桂木。バカなことを。足りない金は出してやる。お前と去年結んだ例の契約書だ。ああ、坂柳と交渉してこいつを500万で手放すことにしたのさ。さとサインしろよ。本気のようだな。これも運命と思って受け入れろよ。好きに意見を言って構わないのか？好きにしろよ。ところで綾小路、お前何してんだ？
え？いや、ふとコーヒーを3、4倍くらいに希釈してみたら。
I've seen him pour things or whatever.
変わってるな、綾小路。
What?
お前の引き当てた試練のカードを
こちらで持ってる半減のカードとうちのクラスで持ってる便乗のカードを交換してくれ。もし K がペナルティを受けても半減。
No.
決まりだな。
単独で行動する方が臨機応変に対応できる。
だが万が一体調を崩せばその時点で失格。俺とお前じゃ負うリスクが異なる。去年お前は無人島試験前に体調を崩した。
でもクラスで残ったのはあなたと高円寺君だけじゃない。
別クラスに一人だけ思い当たる節が。ま、そういうことになるな。
身体能力に関しては問題ないけれど、それ
私はこいつも嫌いだけど、それ以上に堀北が大嫌いなのよ。
まだ私は組むと言った覚えはないけれど、一人で戦おうと思っていた。同じ独り身でも状況はまるで違うのよ。
こっちだって望んで一人。
Are you sure about that?
どうしてあなたは私に対抗心を燃やすの？張り合う機会はあったけれど、特別なものはなかったはず。
そう思ってるのはあんただけよ。勝負受けるの？受けないの？
私は個人プレーにこだわってるわけじゃない。負けないように努力しなさい。それで勝ったのなら少しは認めてあげる。
上等じゃない。
お前たちが特別試験を受けるのはこれが初めてじゃない。お前たちに一つだけ私から願い事をしておく。できれば誰一人欠けることなく。
Aww.
俺北がある。試験のことで少しいいかね。
Are they gonna team up?
そこで提案しようじゃないか。もし私が好成績を残したなら、卒業までの間、私の完全なるフリーダムを約束してほしい。
単独で学年1位を取ること。もしそれができなかった場合は、その次の特別試験でもクラスに協力すると約束してもらうわ。
交渉成立だな。
Horikita girl. Horikita girl. Ayanokoji boy. How does he call Ryuen again?
柳理事長の不正疑惑もそろそろ晴れる頃ですし、私が代理を続けていくことも難しい。
Who is he talking to? Very
い
frank.
かなる手段を用いても、
With the spy?
清隆をこの学校から追い出していただき、
迷いはありません。
期待していますよ。七瀬翼さん。
はい。
She's the spy. She must be right. Or why would she be there with him? What the frick? Ay, ay, ay. What the heck? That was so wrong. I should have just taken the first meeting between her and Ayanokoji as like on face value and be like, okay, it's her. You know? Because she was sizing him up. That first episode, like at the end of that first episode, she was sizing him up, and it's like, are you the spy? But then I'm like, no, I don't think she is. You know. Then you have all these new characters, and I'm like, Masawa is at the top, but she's now it's like reveal. Okay, it's her. What the heck? So it wasn't Yagami either. Man, that was so wrong. I love this episode. It was just like, okay, the way last episode was focused on the first years, this one is focused on the second years and their tactics. I don't know. Either way, like they're trying to figure out, okay, how are we gonna pair up? What are we gonna do? And stuff like that. And first of all, they started this episode with, what was his name? Kiriyama calling Ayanokoji and wanting to talk to him. Kiriyama is the vice president of the student council. I think he was also the spy when Manabu was here. I think him and Manabu were in the same class, right? And he was a spy in the student council when he, I think so. I think I don't know. Either way, after Nagumo took over from Manabu, I think he was the spy for Manabu in the student council, if I remember correctly. Now he's upset because he's he has their class has been demoted to B. They're not A anymore because of Nagumo, and then he's thinking of using this upcoming test as an individual battle, I guess, against Nagumo, and he doesn't want Ayanokoji to interfere with that because with Horikita having joined the student council, he knows that she's sort of like there as a spy for Ayanokoji, and Ayanokoji's like, yes, a little bit, but that's not the whole reason. I also want her to walk the path that her brother has walked. And he's asking her, okay, are you gonna? He's asking him, are you gonna interfere with what I'm trying to do? And he's like, as long as no, as long as Horikita doesn't see Nagumo as an enemy or something or other like that, then I'm not gonna interfere. He didn't like that answer. And while they were talking, there was this girl that just like started speaking to them, and I'm like, wait, do I know you? Because I'm like, I'm trying to remember how the previous girl looked like. The girl that was telling Ayanokoji that they should team up and that she probably can find someone to take away that trial card away from him or something or other like that. I don't know. Like that episode, that was like maybe she is the person that gave info on Nagumo to Ayanokoji at one point. But then sometime later, I didn't check, but I'm like, it could also be the girl that was um so strong at math and that approached Ayanokoji and was like, I also want to go to class A. I'm forgetting her name. So it could also be her. So when this one showed up this episode, I'm like, was that the same girl that I was talking about or somebody else? No, it was somebody else. She is in the same class as Kiriyama. Yeah, Kiriyama. Her name is Kiryuin. And apparently her academics and her physical are like top tier. But she's like sort of like Ayanokoji. She doesn't play well with others. Or should I say she's more like Koenji? Because Koenji also doesn't play well. No. At least Koen, no. It seems like she also, no, I'm not saying also. I think she participates more than Koenji does, maybe, because she's all about, having points and enjoying herself and something or other. So I don't know. But either way, she has an interest in Ayanokoji. She wanted to talk to him and try to gauge the kind of person that he was. And after they talked, I'm trying to remember exactly what they talked about. I don't think it was anything substantial, but it was mostly Ayanokoji asking her questions. And after Ayanokoji left, that's when no, Nagumo and Kiriyama came after, and he wanted to know, I guess, what he thought of Ayanokoji because Kiriyama went and told Nagumo about her interest in him. And so he also showed up there and he was talking to her, wanted to know what she thought of Ayanokoji, and she's like, he's an interesting person, Then she said that at one point she also had an interest in Nagumo and Manabu as well. But then he's lost interest. She's like, she lost interest in Nagumo, and that Ayanokoji has sort of like a different aura than him and Manabu. And then they were talking about their romantic relationships or their non-existent one. Either way, after they did all that talking, I think he wanted her to team up with him or something or other like that, or to create another group or something. I don't know, but she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And as Nagumo and Kiriyama were leaving, she gave him some kind of warning. but he didn't really particularly care about the warning or was worried about it. So yeah. And then you had Ryuen, Katsuragi, and Ayanokoji meet up, and Ryuen basically got Katsuragi to transfer and come to his class. And he's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get rid of um Sakayanagi, right? I feel like he's been trying to do that for like forever. I don't think he's ever gonna be able to do that. I don't think Sakayanagi is going anywhere. Um, and I think he also acknowledged that, right? He's like, if I wanted to get rid of him, it won't be get rid of her. It won't be during this test because, first of all, she has the necessary amount of points to buy her expulsion back, and she also has a protection point. So it will not be this upcoming test. And he was also saying that he wanted Ayanokoji to. I think he will. No. At one point, he said he wanted to team up with him, but then he's like, "No, I'm not actually saying that you should join my group or something or other like that." I didn't fully get it. But Ayanokoji's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." And he also revealed to Katsuragi that Ayanokoji beat him before because Katsuragi had the impression that since that's what they told everybody, that he was only good at math or something or other like that. They don't know about his other things. And he revealed that. And yeah. And as they were talking, Kiryuin and Katsuragi were talking, I saw Ayanokoji in the corner just pouring something in the cup. And I'm like, okay, what is he doing there? And Katsuragi asked him, okay, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to see how my coffee will taste if I dilute it like 4 times. When he said that you're weird, the way he reacted, like, oh my god, I love it. So there was that. You also had a scene with Ayanokoji and Kanzaki, right? Kanzaki showed up and asked him, well, they met along the way. I think Ayanokoji was going to the mall or something. And he asked Ayanokoji to ask or tell Ichinose to change her strategies, I guess, because she trusts Ayanokoji and he believes that should Ayanokoji tell her to change her thinking and strategy, that she would do it. But Ayanokoji is like, no, I'm not gonna do that because I want to see what her thinking, how her strategies are gonna, where it's gonna lead, you know. And he's like, it's also up to each student in the class to help their own class. So basically, he's saying it's up to Kanzaki to, if Kanzaki wants Ichinose to change, then he should be the one to get her to change, basically. And Kanzaki said something about that he knew that, but he was trying to, I guess, find some kind of alternative way of doing, like he was trying to foster that responsibility on somebody else, and he didn't want to go the way that he was thinking of going or something or other. Like maybe he had a plan about accomplishing what he wants to do, but he doesn't want to take that step, and he's trying to get somebody else to get Ichinose to change. I think that's what I got from that conversation between them. That Kanzaki has a plan about what he wants to do, but maybe that plan is a drastic kind of plan and he doesn't want to take it if he has another way of going about it. And that other way of going about it was to ask Ayanokoji to do this, but Ayanokoji's like, I'm not doing this. So he's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do what I was planning on doing. I don't know. That's what I understood from that conversation. And then you had the scene with Ayanokoji and Horikita, where Horikita is thinking about going at this test alone, like Ayanokoji wanted to do. And he's like, it's not a good idea because the first time that we did this survival test, you got sick and you couldn't finish it. and were you to be in the group by yourself and you were to be sick again and you don't have that card that basically sort of like um I forgot exactly what it says, but it will help you in the case of where you're sick or something or other like that. If she has that card, then I think she will be okay. But if she doesn't, then that's gonna be it, and it's not gonna be good for the class. So he has an idea of teaming up Ibuki and her, and Ibuki's like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't like you, Ayanokoji, and I like her even less. And Horikita is like, why exactly? Because apart from the few altercations that they had, she hasn't done anything that she could think of that would provoke her like that or something or other that will make her hate her or something like that. So she's like, I haven't done anything. And her response to that, I think, is something along the lines of, that's what you think. So I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe it's Ryuen's interest in Horikita from the beginning. Maybe that's what she doesn't like. I don't know. But okay. Both of them left that discussion with, okay, we're gonna compete against each other or something or other like that. And okay. Oh, going back to Katsuragi and Ayanokoji and Ryuen. Ryuen wanted the trial card. Yeah, he wanted the trial card that Ayanokoji had. And Ayanokoji's like, okay, I'll give it to you, but in exchange for the half card. I don't know if it's the half card or the bandwagon, because he said he called out both of those cards in the same sentence. So I'm not sure if he wanted both of them or if he just wanted half. I don't know, but either way, got a card from Ryuen that's gonna help protect. I forgot her name. That's gonna help protect Kay in case she's in danger of being eliminated. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then at the end there, you had a scene with Halle. So it's Nanase. That's the spy. Wow. I mean, it's not like I'm surprised or anything, but like I have my ideas, and to find that it's wrong. Oh well. Is there anything else that happened this episode? I don't think so. Oh, the teacher wants them all to come back. Basically, she doesn't want anybody to be expelled. Uh oh, Koenji. Koenji approached Horikita because Horikita was thinking of going at it alone, right? And when Ayanokoji told her that it's not safe, she's like, if I wanted to team up with somebody else, it would be either Ayanokoji or Koenji. But Ayanokoji is doing it by himself because the danger level between his and hers is like different. So he's on a whole lot of danger. Great system. Whatever. He's in a whole lot of danger than her, right? And he doesn't want to, bring that danger to her or anybody else. So that's why he's going at it alone. And the other person that she could team up with was Koenji, and Koenji approached her, and he's like, okay, if I gave some kind of effort or something or other during this test, like, let me team up with you. He said team up with her, or did he just say that if I gave a certain amount of effort, then I want you to just let me be for the rest of the school year or something or other like that? And she's like, no, I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not gonna accept some kind of vague amount of effort statement as no. If we're gonna do this, then you're gonna place the top or something and something else. I think she said if you're gonna place like at the top, and if you don't, then you're gonna help us in the upcoming whatever next test is coming. You're gonna give your full effort during that particular test, and that's the only way I'm gonna accept this proposal that you talking about. And he's like, okay, it's a deal. So I'm liking the fact that this upcoming test is gonna force some people to display their sort of like full potential. You know, we don't particularly see Koenji do much, but we know he can do stuff. Like during the mental test thing, he gave the answer and it was right. So it's like he can do things, he just doesn't want to. So the fact that this upcoming test he's gonna be forced to do things, I'm looking forward to that. And then you have Ayanokoji who usually wants to stay under the radar, but the fact that he's doing this by himself means that he's gonna have to give more of his full effort. So I'm looking forward to that. And then you have that new student that's Kiryuin, that's also all like, they say she's smart and her level is like amazing and whatnot. And she was also saying that she's aiming for the top. So it's like you are having all these students that you usually that you don't usually see too much being forced to do things. So yeah, this test is gonna be amazing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to episode 9, the link is going to be in the pinned comment, so you can just click on it and you can watch it right now, and you can also catch up with all my previous Classroom of the Elite reactions. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Heavy is the cloud, fire in the sunrise, as she's raining down. Try to hold it in, but it's just fading out.